Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Panic Room, and this movie is directed by David Fincher, and it came out in 2002, and stars Jodie Foster and Kristen Stewart. And I've seen this movie once before, like 10, 15 years ago, and I remembered quite a bit, actually. And I was surprised at how much I remembered about it after like not seeing it for so long. And rewatching this movie, it was really enjoyable, and I didn't feel as though like I was just going through the motions and just like, oh, we're going to this scene, then next scene happens, oh, this scene is happening, and I remember everything about that, and it never felt exhausting. It was always engaging for me. Hi. What are you doing here? And this movie is very fast paced, and it never wastes any time, and the character development is very clear, and it's not like in your face, and characters are never over explaining anything, and it lets you figure out a lot of things on your own, and any information that is like said from the characters is like necessary information that you would need to know, and there are elements of it that get reincorporated into the film later, and it does really explore everything you could do with this concept. And you just have three guys try to break into this house, and our two main characters go into this panic room because that's what it has. It has a panic room, and that's the whole movie. And in any other film, it would just be boring and repetitive, and I would probably feel really impatient with it. But because of the pacing and the characters being very interesting, that's really what kept me going throughout the film. And there's also violence in this movie, and it's not really a really gory film. I wouldn't say that's what it is. I would just say that all of it felt realistic, and in this situation, that's kind of what makes it feel real, and I'm never taken out of any of it. It all feels like natural, and a lot of the performances are really good. Jared Leto, I thought he was great in this movie, and he's really funny throughout, and he's supposed to be the main boss of like the people who are breaking into this house, and he's just messing up at every corner, and he's just an idiot, and it's really entertaining to watch. And Forrest Whitaker is great as well, and I don't know how to pronounce his name, Dwight something. He was great in it as well, and he was like pretty much the main villain of the film. He was great in it, and I thought his character was well developed, and he never was too over the top to where I could never take him seriously. And our main characters are likable, and sometimes they do stupid things, but it makes sense in the fact that it would just be like a little mistake, that this is probably something that would happen, and they really do explore every detail that you could explore with this concept, like I said. And I love how this movie's presented. The movie looks great, and the music wasn't anything super memorable to me, but aside from that, there isn't really much to complain about this movie. If anything, Kristen Stewart, she was fine. There wasn't anything about her performance that stood out to me as like exceptional or like really blew me away. She was fine with what she had to work with, and she's in the movie for quite a bit, and she doesn't really have anything to do, and I understand that she wasn't really given much, but at the same time, I would have liked a little bit something else going on with her character other than what they gave her in the movie, because I don't want... The only reason I'm not going to tell you is because I don't want to spoil anything. So I can't really say anything else, unfortunately. And another criticism I have would be that in the catalog of David Fincher's movies, I haven't seen everything from him. I think the only thing I haven't seen is The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. But out of everything that he's made, this is one that I wasn't super into, like in terms of my own personal enjoyment. I'm not saying I was like super bored by anything. I was entertained throughout, but as far as like a personal connection, I just didn't feel too much, which is not something I can say about like Seven, Fight Club, Zodiac, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Gone Girl. Like those are some of his bests for me. It was good throughout, but it didn't really blow me away in any scene. And I was just like, that was well done. That was great. But I just wouldn't put it as one of my favorites from David Fincher. And that's just kind of how I feel about it. And it's also a surprisingly fun movie as well. Like, there's lots of comedy, especially in the first half of the movie. And it's really funny. And it's just great, and that mostly comes from Jared Leto. He's hilarious in the movie, and there's always something fun in the movie going on. Not like you're supposed to laugh at this, or it's like really light and upbeat. It's just like always something to keep you entertained at the very least. I maybe invested, possibly involved, like on a personal connection, even if that is kind of like the same thing. But above entertainment, below investment. And it's like this weird line that I don't know where to put it. So it is what it is. It's good. It's solid. I would recommend it. And I would watch it again. And with all that being said, I'm going to give Panic Room a 7 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos as always. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you thought of Panic Room, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for either one of two movies, and I'll explain this in a second. I am planning on watching Waiting from 2005. That's going to be the plan. However, the reason why it's not for certain is because I tried to play this movie with from this exact Blu-ray, and it just wouldn't load properly, and I just couldn't get it to play, and I was waiting for like 20 minutes for it to start, and it just never started. So if I am unable to watch it from this test, because I don't really want to rent it since I already have a physical copy of it, if that doesn't work out, then it's going to be for 21 Jump Street, one of those two movies. So look forward to one of those movies. I'm not sure what it's going to be. I'll try Waiting, but if that doesn't work out, then 21 Jump Street. But either way, whatever it's going to be, look forward to it. But until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.